I bought an app for $10,000, thinking I can make some changes to boost its revenue and turn it into a success story, only to have it earn $0. But then something surprising happened, and I made my first sale. In this video, I'm showing you the exact process I'm using to grow this app and hopefully generate a return on my investment. Hi, my name is Adam Lyttle. I'm an independent app developer who recently became debt-free building and distributing apps on the App Store. And over the last few weeks, I've been acquiring apps that make no money with the intention of building them and growing them. The strategy is simple. Apply everything I know about app development to turn these apps around. Or at least show you what mistakes you should avoid along the way. And this is the first app I acquired, built by Auguz in 4 days while he was learning iOS development. The app turns your iPhone into a Bluetooth microphone and was being used for karaoke and presentations. But here's where it gets really interesting. Over the past 3 months, it's had nearly 20,000 downloads, but has only generated around about $200. So the question is, can I build and grow this app to generate more revenue? My vision was simple. Update the paywall, add an onboarding flow, and add some new features that would add value to the user experience. But it wasn't so simple. The app was built in UIKit, and I don't know anything about UIKit. Before I could add any new features or functionality, I would have to rebuild the entire code in something that I'm a bit more familiar with. So with the help of ChatGPT and Claude, I rebuilt the app in SwiftUI. And it was rather smooth sailing, a little bit too smooth. My whole vision was to add voice filters so that you could talk into the microphone and it could change the pitch to select alien, a chipmunk, a monster. But every time I changed the pitch of the audio, the app would crash. And I kept going around in circles. Build, crash. Ask ChatGPT, build, crash. Ask Claude, build, crash. I had to do something I haven't done in months. I had to Google my problem. And the first result? Stack Overflow, someone pointing out the simple tip that adding filters to live audio streams just doesn't work. The solution was quite ingenious. It sets up a small buffer, applies the filter, and then broadcasts that buffer to the speaker. You can reduce the latency by reducing that buffer, but the more you reduce it, the more crackling and issues that pop up. So finding that balance was key. Finally, it was ready for real users.
I
applied an onboarding process and my paywall. The price I have opted for is a $7.99 per week subscription or a $24.99 per annum subscription. Signing up for the week gets you a 3-day free trial or subscribe for a year without the trial. This is a business model that has worked really well for me over the past few months. Since implementing this business model, I've increased my revenue from $10,000 per month to $50,000 per month. And I thought applying this business model to this app would be a winner. But then I noticed something weird with the sign-up data. People were subscribing to the free trial at record numbers, but every single person cancelled their subscription before the payments processed. Hundreds of people subscribing to the free trial and not a single person purchasing. What was going on? I woke up one morning in a pool of sweat. The realization hit me that I've just spent $10,000 purchasing an app that has now generated $0 in revenue. And my first instinct was just to drop the price from $7.99 per week to $4.99 per week. And I got so far as to even submit the price change to the App Store to go live tomorrow. But then I had a thought, and this thought changed everything. What if people are using this app for karaoke nights? What if on the weekend I download the app, I get the free trial, and I get to do some karaoke with some voice changes? It is fun and I enjoyed it. But what use do I have for this app on Monday? And this was part of the price model of why I've priced it so high for a weekly subscription. I anticipated churn would be high. This is kind of a single use or limited use app that people would unsubscribe from in a couple of weeks or so, I assumed. But it turns out that people were unsubscribing within a couple of days, and they weren't subscribed once the free trial ended. But wait a minute, what about next weekend? I've just used the app. I've just had fun with the kids, doing voice changes, doing karaoke. I've unsubscribed and I've cancelled the subscription. But the next weekend comes along and the kids is telling me, hey, let's do that karaoke thing again. That was fun. So now I go ahead and I download the app, but the free trial is no longer an option. So at this stage, this is where I would resubscribe and purchase a subscription. And there just wasn't enough data just yet to prove whether or not people were actually doing that. Could it really be that simple? Is this why people aren't subscribing? The only way to tell is to leave the price at $7.99 a week and wait. It's hard to wait there and see money left on the table. It's hard to just sort of sit back and let time do its thing. I want to take action. I want to take control. I want to make sure this is successful. But in this situation, all I could do was just let it sit on the App Store and test my theory. And my theory may be correct. All of a sudden, sales are coming in and I haven't even changed anything. I just waited.